Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome to the start of this playthrough of Ashes 2063, a post-apocalyptic Doom Total Conversion with a bangin' soundtrack. Now, I took a first impressions look at this when it first was released, and enjoyed it quite a bit, ended up playing through the entire game, as well as its expansion, and wanted to do a full playthrough of this at some point, and now is that time. So let's get in here. We're going to do the tutorial first. It's pretty short, but it's its own little area. And we're going to be playing this on hard. So here in the tutorial, we are in our home in town, which we won't be seeing in the main game for a couple levels. Welcome to Ashes, the post-apocalyptic Doom Total Conversion. You can see here's our bedroom. Collectible junk can be traded, food can be eaten if you are injured. You can see the food gives us 2 health back, and the junk goes into our money stash on the right. So all of it is basically just shit we can trade. And we got our posters for Rage. I'm not sure what this is. I could not find a movie called Caprino. So I'm not really sure where this came from. However, apparently the main car in Rage was called the Caprino, so I don't know. Got a map here of places that we can scavenge, because we are the Scav, and scavenging is our game. We've, of course, also got our trusty motorcycle, which will probably get me killed quite a bit. But, there's a couple levels where it's pretty fun to use. It's just dangerous. You have to make sure not to be driving at full speed most of the time, and just let it drift like this. Because if you slam into a wall, you're going to take a lot of damage. But sometimes you get lucky and you slam like that and it doesn't damage you when it should. I think really only head-on collisions will do a lot of damage, because if you hit an angled surface like this, it won't be as bad. Alright, so I can't really go anywhere out here. The town is in there behind our little shack. Apparently we just live in one of the front gates of the town. You can see there's an area in there. I've mentioned it before, but I always appreciate when a game has its own unique tutorial area that is separate from the main game. You know, it's optional, but also actually makes sense within the world, instead of just, here's a weird little area that has you do all the things you need to do before you start playing the game. So we got the solar lantern here. This game does have a fair bit of lighting effects, so, you know, it actually does work to use this lantern in the dark. It says we're supposed to adjust the brightness until this area is dark and shadowy. However, for the sake of doing an LP of this, my brightness is up a little higher than it would be otherwise. You know, some trade-offs have to be made. Got a bunch of roaches in here, as well as this guy who, I guess, died waiting for his opponent to take his turn in checkers. This mannequin with a top hat. Also, with most weapons that don't have a secondary fire of their own, we have our boot knife, which doesn't do as much damage as the crowbar, but it's a good way to stun enemies out of their attacks, or finish them off before you reload. Alright, so we do have some NPCs in this mod that we can talk to. Sup, Scav? You want to use my shooting range? It's your lucky day. Only $60. Where would I get $60? Well, it don't have to actually be dollars, right? You got some junk worth about the same, that's cool too. Right, I'll go look for something to trade. I'm sure you got something lying around here, Scav. So this guy just hangs out and charges people to get into his shooting range, I guess. So we only have 30 right now, which means we're going to have to look around for a bit more. We did see this one over here. Ash's radiation is harder to avoid than Doom's nukage. Try to avoid prolonged exposure. You can see above our HP, we do have our rad counter, which will, essentially, whenever it's full, it will slowly drain and do continuous damage over time until it's gone. So you don't want to land in it for very long. That's not going to be too much of a problem. There's not, like, radiation everywhere in this mod, but there are certain parts of the game where radiation is going to be a big problem. Jumping and crouching can help you reach new areas and secrets. This is also meant to use the full features of GZ Doom and similar engines, you know, free look, jump, crouch, etc. Kind of get all over up here, but there's not anything up there. You think there'd be something hidden like back here, but no, just a weird little corner. However, we can drop down in here. Remember that using your ult fire and melee weapons can save ammo. We got a mutant in here. I guess nobody knew he was squatting right next to the town. Bit more scrap there, so that puts us up to our 60. And health kit, which you can use it at any time. This is basically the same kind of inventory that, you know, Duke Nukem and other build engine games have that seems to work fine in Doom Engine as well. And then we got the Purge Stim, which is just for getting rid of radiation. It's your anti-rads. Those are going to be pretty valuable because there's not that many of them in the game. We'll pretty much have to buy some to stock up on them. But I'm definitely glad playing through this a second time that I know the places where I'm going to need them and know when to save up for them. Alright, got our scrap for Wes. Have fun in there, Scav. He gives us the keycard. Pretty much any containers like that you can break have a chance to have scrap or food or bullets in them. Exploration has its own rewards. Keep your eyes open. There's only one secret in the tutorial. Just gives you some pipe bombs and this flamethrower. You don't get to keep any of this stuff for the main game, so it's not like this is a big deal to get this now. The flamethrower either shoots fireballs like that, which is kind of like the, was it the incinerator cannon in Fallout 3? The Hellfire cannon? Or the alt fire, which is just a burst of flame. And then the pipe bombs, you can either huck them, as you would a pipe bomb. These are pretty much just our regular grenades. Or you can pop it on the ground and it basically functions as a prox mine. Kind of weird that he just left that stuff sitting up on his roof. Here's the shooting range. I can't believe he charged us $60 to shoot at bottles on a wall. But let's see if we can hit all these. I don't think these have auto-aim on them. Alright, only one miss. Not too bad. The revolver is very accurate, and it does pretty good damage. It's generally useful for the entire game, and I really dig it. Alright. He's gonna go off if I shoot them. Okay, yeah. Those are basically explosive barrels. Alright, so now we're ready to begin Episode 1. So there is story given out in between levels, but we don't get one at the very start. So we're just dropped into here to do some scavenging. I think I should be able to get all the secrets. I think I remember how to get them now. Alright, so our first one is we got this leather armor in here. Definitely want to get that. So... I hadn't actually considered that that would alert these guys. But you can see the revolver will take him out in one shot most of the time. Most of the time. Alright. That was all 4 guys that were standing in here. And we got armor scraps. Some bullets. Now you can't be too shoot happy in this since ammo is somewhat limited for some weapons. And I should pick those guys off before they even spotted me. Man, this game really does have such a good soundtrack. These things are pit fiends. They're supposed to be mutated dogs, but they're pretty mutated. They're like frog dogs. And I actually find I have a lot more trouble with the pit fiends than other enemies. Alright. These guys drop the auto loader, which is weaker than the revolver, but does actually have better DPS, since it is essentially a Glock semi-auto. So you can fire it pretty quickly. We'll be getting plenty of ammo for this, and we'll probably end up using it more than the revolver. Red alert. Does it say cryotechnics? I can't really tell what I'm looking. Pyrotechnics. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, what does a flare gun have to do with cryogenics? Normally this would be closed, but I think the explosion opened it? Yeah, okay, we blew open this wall here. So that'll get us leather armor, which gives us 50 armor. And, you know, armor does pretty much what it always does in Doom. Just reduces the incoming damage by a bit. Warning, there is nothing here worth dying for. So this place is called War Mart, and I guess it's just like a big gun mega store. Definitely seems like the kind of place you'd want to be looting. Can I just hop through here? I can. I know the first time I played through this, I actually got that secret where you shoot the wall open last on this level after everything was already dead, so that's why this isn't new to me. Crowbar is usually a one-hit kill on these guys, but sometimes it's not worth taking the risk. Okay, so we need an employee card to get back there. This is just a health item that we can't pick up and carry with us. Some shotgun shells. Hey, you! I do appreciate that all of the enemies have, like, voice acting. You don't see that in a lot of Doom mods. Or at least I haven't seen that. Mostly I just misjudge these guys when I'm trying to melee them. Because obviously they have a pause between their shots. And these are the trucks they came in on. Which is just another little detail that I appreciate, is that, you know, they actually show how these guys got here. And we will be seeing more of these trucks whenever the gang is around. What does that say? War Mart. Ammo, knives, and grenades. I assume they also sell guns, and not just ammo for said guns. Home defense. I wish we had a shotgun. Except... Wait, nope. There we go. Except we do. That's the second secret, is the shotgun. Shotgun in this is pretty good as well, though it's important to remember to reload it. Since you can interrupt the reload, but it's kind of a delay before you can fire after interrupting. Alright. So we got the red shotgun gangers here. Obviously they're pretty damaging at close range. Even at long range, they can do pretty good damage too. Since this is, after all, a Doom-esque shotgun. Vultures rule! We're the Vulture Snakes, and we rule. So I'm pretty sure the gang we fight throughout the game is just the vultures. We don't see any other gangs. We kind of look out the windows. It's also important to make sure to reload all your guns, because they don't auto-reload. Alright. So we're clear. Max, sick. Pliskin, sick. Eli, getting the fuck out of Dodge. You are all fired. So, you know, we got Mad Max, we got Snake Plissken, and we got Eli from, I presume, Book of Eli. We've also got the secret minibar back here with a Doom poster. I love these, like, lo-fi versions of existing posters. Alright, so we got our first aid kit. We don't really need it yet, so we'll just save that, because it will stick with us. And I think we got everything we need up here. No secret vents or anything. What are we at? 3 out of 5 secrets? Alright, what we did get was the employee card. So I'll grab that.
This old radio's gotta be worth something. Time to go find my ride.
And finding the radio is apparently enough for us to leave. Out of this whole place, he's like, busted old radio, we'll take that. That'll be the thing that'll make me money. I didn't actually open this door. Oh, it's okay, I can open this one. So now we just need to get back to our bike. Of course, we can't go back the way we came because we dropped in through an air duct. So we have to go this way, if I can remember where the switch is. Back here? Oh, right. This switch. I was like, this is supposed to be open. Oop, shit. For the crowbar, I usually only use the heavy attack, because I find that the light attack doesn't work well enough, and the heavy attack is usually an instant kill. Get back here! Alright, we're not doing too bad on health. Where is my autosave? Or quick save, rather. So before we go forward, let's get up here. I like this one is just open. Alright, so we gotta skirt around the edge here. I can't tell what those are supposed to be. I mean, obviously it's cereal, but it doesn't look like it's supposed to be any specific brand. Also got the regen stim, which, you know, heals you over time. And some more scrap. And a dead guy. Alright, now let's head back to where we just were. There's another vent up there as well, but it just leads into this room, into that drop right there. How can we stealth these guys? I don't have a grenade or anything. I think I'm just gonna have to shoot them normally. The autoloader is also less accurate than the revolver, so it's better at closer range. Just in case anyone was standing down there. Did I, like, simultaneously kill those guys? Come on. I know you're up there. Got him. Who said that? Be gone.
Get back here.
Alright, so we're in pretty good shape. Definitely a lot better than the first time I played through this, or in the first impressions.
Hey, you.
Hey. Everyone's so friendly. Aggressively friendly, even. Come on. Pop around this corner. Okay, I think we got them all. Nope. Turn on the power here, and we got this, I guess it's a bullet press. The bullet farm. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of materials left in it, so we get 3 stacks of heavy bullets. Alright. So, there's a room up there, which we can hop our way up to. I always find that with Doom especially, I tend to overcorrect my jumps, because you kind of slide a bit. Secret up here. Really not much up here. War is no excuse for being late. I'm glad you're dead, loser. Alright. There's some bullets and a can up there. We don't really need to go all the way back into that vent just to get those. I think we can pass on those. And this just leads back out here. I think we're pretty much done now. If I can remember how to get outside. I thought there was a switch in there. Oh, there it is. Not even a switch. I just didn't see the door up here. Which, interesting that it says exit there, when you can see that the exit used to be down there before it was buried by all the sand. And there's our bike. If we touch that, it will end the level. Got all the secrets. And I appreciate that we can actually see this is right where we dropped in here. Bostiok did do a lot of kind of consistency stuff in these maps, which I definitely appreciate. It's not necessary, it's just a definite cool detail. And you can see down there is the boardroom we were in earlier. So it all connects together. Alright, and that's the end of the first level. Just hop on our hog. %, items because I didn't get those bullets up there. Now the boneyard. With my prize secured, I made my escape. Another worthless trinket in hand. Yet another vow to myself to get myself out of the business for good. It wouldn't be difficult to get this old radio working. I know a trader who might be willing to do it for me. Maybe even pay to take it off my hands. Of course, nothing's ever that easy. My ride is running low on gas, and the closest place I'll be finding any is deep in gang territory. I'll wait for nightfall before I go in. Maybe I'll have a tinker with the radio.
What was that all about?
So we are getting some kind of signal on our radio, but for the moment our concern is that we need gas so that we can get back to town. Despite him saying that, you can still drive your hog here. But that'll do it for episode 1 of Let's Play Ashes 2063. got through the familiar ground of the first level, and we'll continue on into our gas looting trip next time. Until then, I've been Shadefire. Take care, folks.